hope you had listened to part one, but if you didn't get the chance to, it's still there. You could listen. However, you can join in part two because it is intended for anyone and everyone. It has to do with mind health and it's about authentic, healthy aspirations. Aspirations, desires, aims, your longing, your hope, ambitions. And Loose Your Noose is brought to you by Authentic, Healthy Aspirations under the umbrella of Authentic Kingdom Ambassador. Now, we had already given you the introduction in part one. Now we're going to be continuing and take you to the steps where you can understand how to loose your noose. Let's go into it. We identified one noose, and that one was worry, and it's the same one we're working on. So we explained what it was. And just to pick up, it's a great mental feeling of suffering caused from disturbing thoughts. Disturbing thoughts? Disturbing thoughts. Worry comes from the Old English word "vergan," which usually meant to strangle. That's why we have loose the noose, because a noose was made to strangle. So we liken worry to a noose that will strangle, will kill you. When that rope is tightened, then it squeezes the life out of you, causing pain and distress. So we are moving on. Some things people worry about, though, really, because we worry about so many things, even though some of them are real in our situations. However, it's our perception. We worry about living conditions, family matters, financial matters, marital matters, educational matters, relationships of all sorts. We worry about being dead. Some people wonder, when I die, what is going to happen? Some people wonder if when I die, who is going to marry to my spouse? Some people start worrying that I'm going to die and leave my spouse. People are worrying, why am I alive? Yes, I've had persons worrying, why am I alive? They don't want to live and they are worrying themselves out. Persons worry about the opinions that people have about them. They worry about how they look, what their hair looks like, what their shoe look like, how they dress. They worry about people's business too, things that don't even bother them. Worry about government, they worry about sickness, especially the big C word. A lot of people worry about cancer, and cancer is far away from them. They have never been diagnosed with cancer. They haven't even been feeling any pain or any discomfort, but they know somebody else with cancer and they start worrying their lives out. And guess you what happened afterwards. Now, worry is not something that we should take on, but people worry about simple things. Who smiled, who didn't smile with you, who didn't talk to you yesterday, who is fat, who is slim, worry about being worried and worry about not even worrying about something. Oh, I've heard person said, but you're not even worrying. Look at it. She's not even worrying. Oh my gosh. Worry is something that we should not want because it is like a noose to kill us. So look at 2 Timothy 1 and verse 7. And you ask me, why the Bible? Yes, the Bible, because we were made by God. Our bodies were made by God. Our minds were constructed by God. We don't have anything in our body called the mind, but that's our spirit that transcends us. Yes, for God hath not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. A sound mind. I thought about that. So where did worry come from? Where? Because God didn't give us a spirit of fear. He did not give us a worrying mind. How did it come? Our world view of things, disturbing thoughts. What they do when they filter in the mind, disturbing thoughts interrupt its order and interfere with God's harmonious arrangement of the sound mind. Consider this. You got something that was good. And life situations, the way we perceive life, the way we treat ourselves in terms of taking on these things. Some of them are not even our business, and we worry about them. What happens? It's like a noose. It strangles, it harasses, and it causes anxiety to the sound mind. Something we need to pay attention to and give some priority. Now, the sound mind in comparison to that disturbed mind is really used to give God glory. Yes, free from injury, damage, defects, disease, and disturbing thoughts. That's what it was intended for. It's in a good condition. That's how we got it. It's to be healthy, it is to be whole, it is to be sensible, logical, sober, settled, good and perfect, and to make informed decisions based on the information that comes into our mind. Another time we talk about the mind as opposed to the brain. And we must always remember that God gave a sound mind. Even if you don't believe in God, you can't escape it. You were created by God. So it makes sense to accept it. You were created by God. Yes, you were. And I want you not to include persons who are having mental disorder, because that's another explanation how they came about it. And scientifically we can talk about it, socially, environmentally we can talk about it. We are talking about those persons who have the faculties of their mind, can think, and they have taken on situations, or situations have interfered in their space, in their mental space, and is causing a havoc. Let's go. So loose your nose, take steps. It doesn't happen overnight, because that worrying thought, that disturbing feeling, those pain, those illnesses, the suppression of the immune system, sometimes we hang on to some things that we will never let go because we think that that's how they ought to be. Things are not working the way we would have liked, and we worry about it, and we worry about them. We would kill ourselves. We are not having good sleep. We are not eating. We are not communicating as we ought to. Worry is causing all of that, till some persons reach the stage in life where they feel like they should not be alive anymore, and they have suicidal ideations, and some of them end up killing themselves. But we who are alive, let's stay alive and lose the nose. Now, the first thing is to hate that which is evil, because disturbing thoughts are not from God. So they come from another source. And there are three spirits: the spirit of man, the spirit of God, and the spirit of the devil. It's not coming from God, it's coming from the evil spirit, because our spirit is associated with one or the other. When we try to associate it with both at the same time, we have problems. So we need to cleave to that which is good. And that's found in Romans 12, verse 9. We have to use the Bible because it's our manual for life. Anything outside of the manual for life, we disturb ourselves. We ruin ourselves, because we are created and the manual by which we live is the Bible. Now, step 2, we need to speak to our minds. Our word is our authority. Get that in your spirit. Never forget that. Speak to your mind. Tell your mind what is good for it. Speak it from your innermost being. Just don't talk it with your lips. Speak it from way down. That means you have to believe that you got a sound mind. And if you don't believe you have a sound mind, then you can't speak health to your mind. Let's move on.